How you doing? This is an economic update on Italy, and the news are that Mr. Berlusconi will step down as prime minister. He has lost the majority on his form government and will now uh, step down as the prime minister of Italy. Uh, Italy at this time has high debt, owes a lot of money, and combined with the low growth rate, we can see that Italy is moving at the same direction of Greece. A lot of investors are worried that Italy will be the next Greece and will undermine uh, the markets around the world. Italy is the third largest economy in the European Union and the eighth largest economy in the world. So you can imagine having Italy defaulting on its obligations could be catastrophic for the European Union and will also send uh, financial shockwaves throughout the, the markets in the world. Investors are now concerned that Italy's high debt um, will trigger another bailout, which most likely the European Union doesn't have enough money to cover for. Um, in other words, investors are worrying that Italy cannot pay its government bonds. Um, Italy is one of the largest bond holders, and right now I understand that the yield Italian 10 years bond rose to 6.77%, which is really high. Once again, that is a yield in the Italian bond rose to 6.77%. 7% being the trigger for a bailout, which means that if Italy will, rose its 10-year bonds to 7%, pretty much means that Italy needs a bailout. Um, Also, um, this well, actually today, uh, in other news besides Italy, another thing to keep an eye on is Iran. The United Nations has given a report that Iran is once again trying to pursue a program on nuclear um, weapons, which Iran has denied fervently. Um, According to the United Nations Atomic Weapons Inspector report, Iran has conducted um, experiments that are only um, for atomic weapons, and this has created an atmosphere which is very dangerous in the Middle East. Why? Because Israel might actually try to destroy by military action Iran's nuclear program. Um, Basically, that will mean that maybe the start of World War III. Uh, Iran is the second largest producer of oil, right after Saudi Arabia, and implementing sanctions for Iran is going to be very difficult um, because China and Russia backs them up. As we know, Russia and China, they are permanent members on the Security Council of the United Nations, and they have repeatedly vetoed any strong sanctions against Iran. The reason is that China uh, consumes a lot of oil from Iran, and Russia has multi-billion dollar contracts with Iran. So they have a kind of a partnership, business partnership, and well, if we affect Iran, we're indirectly affecting Russia and China. So it's gonna be very, uh, it's gonna be a very dangerous time on the Middle East region after this report, because I read that the Prime Minister of Russia of Israel, the Prime Minister of Israel is trying to convince his cabinet to take military actions against Iran. But as I say, if Israel will attack Iran, what will happen is the start of World War III. Why? Because Syria and uh, Lebanon and other Muslim states will attack Israel, and a whole series of things will happen. So it will become another War Three. Um, so Italy is going in the same direction as Greece. Is has a high debt, and um, we'll have to wait and see um, how the European Union will respond to the Italian crisis, which is going to be a bigger challenge, and it's going to be much of a problem for uh, the European Union than Greece, because Italy, Italy's economy, it's one of the biggest, and it cannot afford to fail, because that will very much collapse the entire European currency system. So there are very hard times for the Italian people ahead of them also, because they're gonna try to implement um, what they are implementing in Greece, which is social spending cuts, increase on taxes, um, also retirement. They want to raise it to, I think, age 72 now by 2 years. Implement a whole austerity programs, which well, we saw what happened to Greece, and now imagine people actually uh, protesting on that magnitude on Italy, one of the biggest economy. Um, we're also seeing very dangerous times on the Middle East now, um, starting as of today actually with the United Nations inspector report on Iran. Uh, if Israel attacks Iran, it's gonna be hell. Oil prices are gonna go up from one day to the next, and economies will come down, especially this in the middle of all this financial fiasco. So anyway, the conclusion of this video is that Italy uh, is going to be the next Greece, is going to um, collapse eventually, and also that we are going to be on high alert on Israel maybe attacking Iran. So we'll see what happens. Well, this is another update. Thank you, and please rate the video and comment on it. Thank you.